Good afternoon everyone, welcome back to the Nature Patch. My name is Robin and welcome back to another garden tour. Today I'm going to be doing a March garden tour to wrap up the month of March, show you what's been happening in the garden. It has obviously been quite a hectic month, as I'm sure you're all aware of what's going on in the world right now. But I don't want to dwell on that today. I'm just going to do a garden update and keep it very garden focused. So as you can imagine, I've had quite a bit of time in the garden. We're both working from home at the moment, myself and my partner. So throughout the day, I'll kind of come out here and do a few things, as well as in the morning and afternoon, just to kind of keep my sanity, I suppose. But I think the focus of March has just been starting seeds. So I'm starting all of my autumn and winter vegetables now, lots of greens, lots of herbs, but I just have so much to start that it is a little bit overwhelming. So I'm trying to just sow something every few days, or a few things every few days, to keep the space behind you right now kind of a little bit tidier, and not be overwhelmed with seedlings and having to deal with them all at once. So I'll turn you around right now and show you what seedlings I have got going at the moment and what I'm going to be planting out pretty soon. So this is my messy, quite untidy seed raising area. Didn't tidy it up before this video, but we're just going to roll with that. The plants that I'm about to plant out now that I'm really excited about is all of my everlasting daisies. I'll probably give these another week or two in these pots and then plant them out. These are a native Australian kind of paper daisy, so I'm hoping that they do okay in this climate, and also some baby lettuce up the back there that I'll probably just keep growing until they get quite big and then just divide them out. And I've got lots of salvias here, some more flowers over there. I've planted some onions and leeks. So these are bunching onions, these are a red one. I've got lots of pak choy up the back, some herbs. In this one here, I've planted another tray of lettuce, and this is how I like to sow my lettuce, in old vegetable containers or fruit containers. I find these are the perfect size for sowing lettuce seeds. So I just put these in yesterday, so they haven't germinated yet. And I've also started to sow some broccoli. No idea how broccoli is going to go in this climate, but we'll see. And also some ruby silver beet and some more broccoli there. And then up the back there, I've still got all of my native seedlings I'm going to pot up soon. Some more flowers, pak choy, kale, native sea celery, some spinach that I need to keep turning around, zinnias. These are probably one of my favorite things to grow and eat as greens. These are just baby pea shoots. So I can actually start to cut them back now, and I like to put them on things like burgers and in salads. And they taste pretty much like a snow pea. So that's a really good option for a fast growing food, to give you lots of nutrients and vitamins. And up the back here, I've also got some leek and some more onions over there. So it's a little bit windy at the moment, but I'm still going to take you around and give you a quick update on the garden. Lots of things are changing and I'm starting to plant heaps of seeds, so I will show you what I'm up to here. So it's definitely looking quite different at the moment. I have cleared out all of the old pumpkins just because they all had powdery mildew, so I didn't really want to bother about those. I've started to create another no-dig bed here that I'm just waiting for a few more food scraps just so I can keep filling that up. And just using grass clippings and whatever I have around. I'll also show you something really dumb that I did and did not check, that there was a pumpkin growing right here on the fence, which would have been great. Usually I was checking and pointing the flowers out of the fence, but I completely missed this one, and it has now grown into the fence. You can kind of see it has bulbed around, grown out this side, and I cannot for the life of me get this out. So I'm gonna have to find a saw or something to get it out, or just wait till it rots, but I kind of wanted to eat it, so I need to figure out how to get this out. Note to self next time, don't do this. Moving on from that, I've planted another round of corn here, which is growing pretty well. We just haven't had a lot of rain lately, so I've been having to water this. So we'll see how it does. I don't have high hopes, but I'd really love some more corn if I can get it. My Malabar spinach is going brilliantly. This is from a packet that had red Malabar spinach seeds, but I don't see any red on this side. it's just green, but it's definitely Malabar spinach. You can tell from the leaves and the succulent kind of nature of that. So I've been putting this in dinners pretty much every night right now to get as much greens and nutrients into our bodies as we can. In the other raised bed, this is the red Malabar spinach, but it just doesn't seem to be doing as well. It's been suffering with something. It's got a lot of spots and bad problems around it. The new shoots seem to be fine, but the older leaves really suffer, so I'm not too worried about that one because I've got a lot of spinach over that side. And I've also planted some beetroots and turnips in here. So I've got 2 rows of beetroot and some turnip. Again, I just sowed these yesterday, so these will definitely be popping up in my next garden tour. And in here we've got a row of radishes that I just need to come through and thin. And we're still going strong on the eggplants, so I've got lots of those to pick. Great in stews and curries and things like that. I've got some sweet potato here, parsley, weeds, some kale in there. Up the back there is an absolute mess, and I will be dealing with that at some point. But I have started to get a few of the African horned cucumbers up here. I've also just been steering clear of this area because it just feels very snaky, and again, we all know how I feel about snakes. But you can see up there, that's a baby Kiwano cucumber, or an African horned cucumber, so I'm hoping that there's a few more on there. It's kind of suffering from a bit of mildew, so that's okay. And in the back bed, I have some pretty sad looking zucchini plants that I don't think these are going to survive. They've got some mildew on as well. But I do have quite a few little tomatoes coming out, and there's an eggplant hiding in the back there. And again, 2 rows of radishes. These are just really good fast growing crops, and currently that is what I am about. So that is the raised bed. I will take you on a quick tour of the food forest perennial garden area, which has changed a little bit with these circumstances, so I'll show you what I've put in there. So as you walk in, you can see this is where I chopped all of the pigeon pea down. The rosellas are almost ready to harvest, so I'll be coming round, nice big bucket, and doing a first harvest of these. They're all looking really great. So I know I said I wanted this area to be kind of a food forest, really perennial area that I don't have to tend to kind of on a daily basis. But in light of everything that has happened, I really want to be growing more food right now. I want to be covering every space that I can pretty much to be growing things that I know grow well here. I'm not worrying about experimenting at the moment. I just want to get food in the ground that I know grows quickly and that we like to eat, that we actually eat. So what I've done is actually planted a few things in here that definitely are not perennial, but just fill in the gaps. So although I'm keeping some of the bigger trees and things in here that will eventually grow, that I'll probably have to take out when we move eventually, I've also interplanted all of this with smaller things, and that's why I'm starting a lot of seeds and greens, because the majority of this area is nice and sheltered, and is the perfect area for growing greens. So I've interplanted a lot of lettuce in here. I've also planted some more tomatoes, which are going to have a cover for those lettuce, and I'll be planting a bunch more herbs in here that will match whatever kind of plant they're planted near. So for tomatoes, a lot of basil and Italian herbs and that kind of thing, because that's generally what we eat and we eat a lot of, so that's what I want to be growing right now. So behind me here, I have planted a bunch more of some tomatoes. All of these 6 posts here, these were just growing around this area anyway. I just picked them up and transplanted them, so I'm not too sure what variety they are. I have a feeling they're a white cherry or some kind of cherry tomato, because that's the area that they came from. And you can see I've also planted some bush beans around. So I've planted one up here and down here, and these are just filling in the gaps really. So wherever I can, I'm planting beans and greens because I know that's what we really enjoy eating. So I need to come through and give it all a really good mulch, just because we're still getting pretty hot days at the moment. But I've planted like a nice row of lettuce that goes all the way down there, And that's interplanted amongst other things like pineapple, another bush bean here, okra, another tomato, all of these tomatoes down here, which are looking a little sad. I might need to help these guys out a little bit. So this is where all of my green manure was that you would have seen in my last video. So originally I had all of my green manure up here and I was just going to let it rot down a little bit. But because I want to speed things up, I'm actually using that green manure as mulch all in that area. And I've just picked some more green stuff that I needed to prune just as mulch because I want to get as much nutrients to this area as possible. But in here, in all of these little holes, I've just planted some more bush beans. So these I know can deal with this poor soil because I had mung beans in here. They were actually doing really well. So I thought, well, rather than just waiting for all of this to decompose and break down, let's just plant some more food because food is what we need right now. And I want to have as much food security as possible. Obviously not covering all of my food, but as much as I can, and also to give to my family and people around me as well. But other than that, things have, well, actually they have changed a little bit. Along the ends here, I've also planted a big row of lettuce. This is all cos lettuce that I've planted because that's our favorite one to eat. So I wanted to get that in the ground. But the tomatoes are doing really well at the moment. I need to come through and give them a good prune and tie them up a little bit more because they're kind of falling over a little bit. But I'm really happy with how these are going. We've got quite a few that are fruiting. These are the yellow cherry honeybee, such an awesome tomato. So I'm really happy with that. And again, I've planted lettuce everywhere. So we're gonna have a lot of lettuce, which is good because I like eating fresh salad. And then on the other side of the fence, our rosella hedge is doing really nice. You can see all of those little calyxes that are coming on. So I'm super excited to harvest those. I might do a video on that, on how I actually harvest them and what I do with them. The aim with the rosellas is to use them as a cordial. They have such good nutrients, like vitamin C. And I want to make the most of that and make a little cordial because they are just so delicious and have the most delicious flavour. Or alternatively, I'll make a jam. But I have a lot of jam in the pantry already, so I'm just thinking to myself like what I actually need right now. And cordial would be really nice. Obviously you don't need it, but I need something happy. And a nice pink drink is definitely happiness. I just had to walk through the biggest spider web just to get 2 meters from where I was standing. There's like these big bird-eating spiders around. Australia is terrifying, don't come here. Kidding, of course. What I wanted to show was my compost bin, which I am slowly piling up. It is the best time right now to be making compost and making a lot of it if you can, while it's still warm and things can be heating up a lot. I'm also finding that soil is sold out in a lot of places, so definitely get into making compost. I have a bunch of videos that I can link below that I find useful and some videos that I've done myself if you're interested in composting. So I feel like this video was kind of rushed, but I do have dinner on the stove and I should be stirring it, but I've got to deal with that. So I need to go back and check on dinner. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the garden update. I had a little bit of a break from YouTube because I was just really overwhelmed with all of the content that was coming out. Just so much. So I just had a little bit of a step back and took a bit of time away from social media, which I need to do every now and again. But I'll definitely be making more videos pretty soon. So I hope you're okay and safe and well wherever you are in the world. Thanks so much for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe for more videos like this. And until my next one, happy gardening, guys. Bye.